Monaga Township. So we are here on Monaga for the next side mission, Unsolved Tracking Terror, which takes place here in the town of Monaga. And oh boy, are we gonna learn some stuff. But before that, let me go to my notes and learn the stuff that I have not learned. Mounted owl, mounted Razdak head, picnic table. There's a lot of stuff. Anyway, let us discover this next mystery. Missing the Pueblos. Missing Janelle Raymond Pueblo? Prival? Last seen. Pueblo's curious on Summersville. Facts: Janelle is a skilled hunter and taxidermist. Raymond handles the day-to-day business front. Raymond's delivery truck is missing. The Privos hunt unusual creatures. Janelle owns a few hunting camps. Note: the Privos may have encountered a dangerous creature near one of their campsites. If you find their delivery truck, beware of predators nearby and alert authorities. Okay. So that was, I believe, the White Terror that we did. Forensics report. West Virginia State Forensics Lab Animals Print Identification Request. Standard procedure for animal identification is to provide a photograph of footprints, spores, scat, or other trace evidence along with a plaster cast of the footprint and samples of all other materials. In this case, only a poor quality photograph was provided. We strongly urge that the officer involved be sent for retraining. From the photo, it appears to be a footprint of a bear that has a club foot. We assign a 37% likelihood to this determination. There is a 22% chance that this is a false print made by pranksters. Dr. Paul, Assistant Forensic Analytic. I'm hearing gunshots. It's coming from up here though. Someone's coming this way. Man, it better not be a griefer. Because really, I just can't handle that. Ooh, no cacao. There's a terminal here. Incident report 1-1542. Received the request to answer 1091. Animal sighted call at Mr. Claiborne's residence. Upon arriving, she was barricading her house with a loaded shotgun. Following standard procedures, I serpentined across her yard and broke down her front door, sweeping her legs out from under her. I disarmed her. Later that night, I visited her in the hospital. Mrs. Claiborne was belligerent and initially refused to talk to me, using the phrase dumbass. The dumb psycho cop. Eventually she relented and said her hip was healing nicely. Mrs. Claiborne reported that she had seen a large threatening animal on her property. She claimed it was the size of a bear, but walked upright, returned to her residence. I was only able to find one animal print. The rest has been trampled by SWAT and SCU staff. The print will be sent to Forensic next week. Officer Jack Demwitty. Officer responded 1014. Citizens were suspect in custody. Lights and sirens were authorized and used. Manager of the food and goods was detaining a minor accused of theft. The perp, aka Johnny Booger Wilking, was cuffed and read his right before being placed in the squad car. Perp proceeds to urinate in the squad car while crying, "I want my mommy!" At the station house, the perp was placed in a holding cell. His mother arrived 37 minutes later. She took custody of the perp and filed a complaint of police harassment due to this being the third time this month. Johnny Booger Wilkins has been arrested. She paid 25 cents for the stolen pack of gum, and the manager agreed not to press charges. He stole gum? Well, that's a petty crime. livestock on the road. Upon approaching the scene, officers spotted the divine offender standing in the middle of the road. It took 13 rounds to put down the suspect. As the officer was securing the scene there's a player there. So for the SCU, the offender's owner, one Sam Welch, approached the officer complaining that Bessie never did no one any harm. Having admitted to owning the offender, the officer arrested Sam Welch, cuffed him, and secured him in the squad car. Sam Welch used repeated profane language and threats of violence against the officer. Additionally, charges were filed. Sam Welch was released on his own recognition, threatening to make sure the officer never got another drop of milk from his cow. Where's the damn Woody? Okay. Now what? Oh, incident evaluation. Complaint. Monaco Police Department. Officer complaints review. Complaints have been logged about Officer Jack Dinwiddie's response to a 1091 animal sighted at Mr. Claiborne. So, Mrs. Claiborne's claims the officer assaulted her for no good reason. A loaded shotgun with her print on it was found at the scene. She claims it was to protect herself from the alleged animal. Our conclusion is that Officer Jack Dinwiddie acted with proper force, albeit with excessive zeal. The presence of the shotgun makes his use of force appropriate. Despite Mrs. Claiborne's advanced age of 91 and the fact that she had the shotgun balanced on her walker, we are putting Officer Jack Dinwiddie in for a Officer Oversight Committee. Okay. Is there anything else I'm missing? What is going on out there? I think the person's killing a bull. Animal control report. We have received 9 separate sightings of a large bear-like animal in the region. 5 of these occurred around the same small lake. See detached attachment for a map and expect coordinates. It may be related to the mauling and death of the 2 hikers last month. Jackson lives in a shack on the lake. He refuses to provide his full name or any ID. He appears to have a military background, and it might be worth looking through military records if his identity is required. Jackson claims to have seen a bear-like beast on the shore of the lake. He refuses to say anything more. We'll have to get a search warrant for his property to see if he had any evidence inside. I was also contacted by a Dr. Avery. He was asking about bear sighting in the area. He wouldn't say why. He wanted to know, so I told him nothing. Strange fellow. Grace Unger Ranger. Okay. There's a scientist involved, and you know this is something. Oh, okay. Oh no! Oh no! The player was killed. Like, what the heck? Anyway, so let's see. So where do we need to go? Oh, we need to go over here. That's gonna be a lot. Okay, so let us teleport there, and I will see you guys when I get there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the location. And this is the shack, apparently, which is one of the nuclear launch sites. I'm a little bit worried because I don't know if they may have spawned anything here. Oh. Let me just close the door for safety. Jackson's note. I'm going stir crazy up here. I know my assignment is to stay here and dissuade people from poking their noses where they don't belong. But gosh, it's boring. If I see one more lost hunter, I'm gonna put a cap on it myself. A biologist nosing around too, claiming he was looking for a special animal of his. Wouldn't tell me much, that it was big and dangerous, but he really seemed to want it. Told him to buzz off, just like the others. Seems I have a friend on the lake. Sometimes at dusk or dawn, I'll see a bear snuffing about the opposite shore. At least I think it's a bear. Could be what that biologist is looking for. There's something wrong with it. Doesn't walk right or sound right. A ranger came around asking about it, but I sent her packing just like that noisy biologist. It always seems to come and go by the stream that feeds the lake. I could probably track it upstream and ask permission to hunt it down, but my request was denied. It hasn't come too close to the shack yet. If it does, it'll be one dead bear. Second Lieutenant James Cord. Okay. Alrighty. Just making sure. So he said by the opposite side of the lake. What? Someone to talk to. What? Collect data for Dr. Eddie Harrison blocks by shooting creatures with special darts. What? What the? What was that? What was that? That was so scary. I have no clue what that was, but I'm scared now. So you said the opposite side of the lake. Probably over here. Nope. What is that noise though? Animal droppings. Note. Entry 725. A strange man in a shack by the lake accosted me. He was very rude and not all helpful. I'm going upstream to find my Fluffy. Dr. Frank's journal. So we need to follow up the stream. But what was that scream earlier we heard? I'm kind of worried now, you guys. Because in Fallout, if you hear a big scream in the distance, you know it ain't good. So I guess we need to follow upstream. I'm going third person. I'm sorry guys, I'm scared. I really don't want to get surprised. And it's 2 AM and oh. What's this? A bone? Bone of a human foot, gnawed by a bear with broken or deformed teeth. Oh! 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 Oh, that scared me. These foxes are dead though. What happened here? Okay, seriously, what are those gunshots in the distance? There's like no player. It could easily just be NPCs fighting or here, but it sounds really close. And it sounds like almost over here, Bigfoot's barbecue shack or something. Just it's coming from this side. Anyway, let's continue. What is that? It's a dead jaguar. What? Legendary son of Fluffy? What? Legendary son of Fluffy? Bones. Examine. Bones of an animal that appeared to have been killed by a bear or wolf. Is Fluffy a bear? Legendary son of Fluffy. I'm so confused right now. Of course there's a jaguar here. Actually, I wonder. I got myself a bear. Alright, go to camp. Go to camp. Anyway, let's keep going. I lost track of the river. Oh, here it is. Oh, another note. Entry 726. I found Fluffy's den, but I haven't approached it yet. He seems calm. I'm going to see if I can sedate him. I think I know what Fluffy is. Oh! Oh gosh, dang it. I cannot fight ticks in first person, they're just jump scary. And also creepy. And, yeah. Okay, yeah. Fluffy wasn't there. Dr. Frank's journal. The tests have been going so well. I've spliced the glands and spiced off brain matter from a gecko into a fish to make a completely new creature. I'm going to be rich. I need to try larger animals. Entry 502. H and some problems with the mouse-cat hybrid. It kept gnawing its own leg off. Entry 555. I had such hopes for the dog cat. I would have been the perfect pet. I could have made a fortune off of them. Entry 673. I created a new technique for brain grafts. The animal shedders won't give me any more dogs and cats, but I was able to rescue a wounded bear, and adding a little bovine brain and gland should make it into more docile. Entry 956. I've named my hybrid bear Fluffy. It seems to like me. I'm able to crawl into its cage and pet it. Let's see, entry 719. Fluffy has begun to exhibit fits of rage. I have to put a shock collar on him. He still likes to be scratched behind the ears, but I have to wait for the right time. Entry 729. Fluffy has escaped. His shock collar was ripped off. I've got to find him. Entry 724. The Monaco police say there was sightings of a large animal down by some lake. It sounds like Fluffy. They also said 2 hikers were killed in the area. I got a sneak peek at the forensics report. My poor Fluffy killed them. So these are the hikers. And this must be Fluffy. Dead mutated bear. Ear tag subject J12 Fluffy. Dang. Skeleton. Name tag reads Noah, biologist, Dr. Frank. What was that? What was that just now? Oh, something just spawned right underneath me. Anyway, well, guys, that's Track and Terror. Item reward: mounted jaguar head. Ooh, nice. Bolstering metal chest piece. I don't want it. Well, guys, that was the mystery of the mystery terror. But one thing that I'm kind of sad that gave it away was the dead legendary jaguar called Fluffy's son, which which leaves me with the question: does that mean I can come back here and find this guy, legendary son of Fluffy? Because, like, what is this saying? Is it saying that Fluffy had a son, but was killed? I don't know. Oh, this is another mystery that I don't think I'll be able to solve. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe as always. And have a pancake.